In this corner, weighing in at 6 episodes of roughly an hour long, it's Queen Charlotte the show. And in this corner, weighing in at 352 pages, or roughly 12 and a half hours, depending on how you read it, Queen Charlotte the book. But the question is, which one's better? We attempt to answer that question today. Hi, my name's B, and welcome to my channel, Mama Needs to Read Romance, and really commit to the idea that this is a real microphone. I just finished watching Queen Charlotte and reading the book. I've done vlogs for both, and I have gotten a lot of comments from you guys about which one is better. So I thought, why not put out a quick video comparing the two things, get a dialogue going. I want to know what your opinion is in the comments section. There's going to be spoilers, but right now we're going to run through several different facets of the show and the book, compare and see who comes out on top, the show or the book. Which one's better? Let's find out. So let's talk plot. The show and the book were very similar, but there were some differences in the plots. In the show, we get the subplot of Agatha and Lord Ledger. It made me cringe a little. In the book, we get a lot more of Reynolds, his relationship with George growing up, as well as his relationship with Brimsley. In the show, we're bouncing between two timelines, where in the book, we just have one. I would say on the whole, point to the book. Let's talk about the romance. That's what we came for. In fact, I didn't get enough romance from either the book or the show. I will say in the book, there were some decent love scenes, but sometimes they were awkward. Whereas in the show, it was consistently spicy. I loved the music that went along with it, the camera angles. It was intimate, it was beautiful. Point to the show. Let's talk about the clothes, because why not? In the show, the clothes were gorgeous. I loved the colors. Everything was just beautifully done. In the book, the clothes are barely talked about, so I'm gonna have to say point to the show. Some huge events happen. A wedding, a coronation. How well are they portrayed in the book versus the show? Well, the show does them beautifully. There's music. You really get to experience the wedding and the coronation. In the book, it's only talked about, but we don't really see it on the page. So again, point to the show. We had the chance to fall in love with quite a few characters. Let's talk about some of them right now and whether justice was done for them better in the book or the show. Reynolds. I didn't even know what his name was for the first 3 episodes of the show. There wasn't enough Reynolds in the show. In the book, we get to know him much better. We know how he thinks and feels. We see certain events through his eyes. We learn about him as a child. Reynolds has a much better part in the book, so 1 point to the book. Let's talk Brimsley. In the show, he is adorable. He's still finding himself and figuring out what to do, and he's got puppy eyes for Reynolds. He is just so cute and sweet and supportive. However, in the book, he is described as a short, fish-faced guy who wants to look down his nose at other people. For Brimsley, 1 point to the show. Agatha. There's a tricky character. So in the book, we find out that she is aware that she has betrayed and sold the secrets of Charlotte to Princess Augusta in order to get favors. And later she feels bad about it and tries to be there for her. We know that she's working her agenda in both the show and the book. And of course, in the show, she has a very interesting subplot with Violet's father, Lord Ledger, that I could have done without. So for me, I'm gonna have to say Agatha is best served in the book. So what about Violet? In the show, we see her trying to get her groove back, and also as a child who is very sweet. Whereas in the book, we don't see her at all. She's not in it. So for Violet, it's gotta be point to the show. Let's talk George. Man, this was a hard one. I've already heard a lot of opinions both ways about whether he was served better in the show or the book. He's gorgeous in that show. He is so dear. The looks that he gives, you really see how much he loves her. In the book, you learn from the beginning how he's feeling the way he is and why. And knowing his innermost thoughts really helps a lot. While I did like knowing from the get-go what was going on in George's mind, and that really did help me like him as a character, he's just so gorgeous inside and out in the show. I had to give 1 point to the show. Here comes maybe the hardest one, Charlotte herself. In the book, we get to understand exactly how she's thinking and feeling. There is definitely more emphasis placed on how much she develops and matures based on how other people are perceiving her, which we're able to know firsthand through reading the book. However, the dual timelines in the show make Charlotte a more compelling figure, I believe. We get to see how she's grown and changed because of the events we're seeing in her past. It was also humorous. Prayers, sorrows. I think the actress who plays her does a gorgeous job. It was a really close call, but I'm gonna have to say, point to the show. So have you been tallying it up? Do you know the score? Who won? Why, it's Queen Charlotte the show. The costumes, the camera angles, the chemistry between the actors, the dual timelines, the chance to experience characters that we already knew and loved from the show, the music. If you only experienced this in one way, I would say the show. If you want to see more, feel free to look at my vlogs, which I've got displayed here. Otherwise, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying whatever it is you're reading or watching. Until next time, thanks so much. Take care. Bye.